going on, guys? T2RX6 here, back for another Transformers review, and today we're taking a look at another set of rescue bots. This set really excited me when I saw them online, because recently, I guess last year or so, we ended up getting this, these redos of Optimus Bumblebee and Heatwave here. You can put him back there. And when I saw that we had a Boulder, a Blades, and a Chase that I've never seen in stores, I actually saw these on HasbroToyShop.com, and so I knew I had to pick these up because, gotta complete the set. Unfortunately, unlike these guys, I actually don't particularly like, well, 2/3 of these guys as much as I did the initial release. Like, these guys already felt like they were a dialed back budget on the original Rescue Bots release, and that's going to be super apparent like when we pull something like the original Blades here. Plastic quality, way cheaper, much bigger, bulkier thing with more interesting transformation gimmicks, to be honest. Yeah, so these guys already feel a step back. These guys feel worse. Like, take Optimus here. We look at him from the underside, you still see the figure and stuff, but it's pretty good. We look at Chase and, he's almost nothing here. Granted, you can barely see the robot mode at all, but, it is just hollow space. Boulder is a little bit better, but that's because they can cheat by making his dump truck piece all hollow. Blades, on the other hand, actually comes off the best. But oddly enough, he ends up having like a $4 or $5 more price scheme on him, so I don't really understand why they decided to make two of these guys come out at the $10 price point, and this guy at like 13 or 14 bucks. I like this Blades. I think they all could have benefited if they all got the $13, $14 price point treatment, which is a real shame because he's actually, I would say, above these guys in terms of overall feel, plastic and everything. So, I really like this one. I don't understand the decisions they went here. So let's go through each one of these individually. Here we have Chase. He's now an SUV as opposed to his big police car. You can just see the bulk and difference here. So, rolls just fine. He's a more than acceptable SUV. The thing about these toys is they almost feel like they're a transition between these to, like a Legends or something Hasbro toy. Or I should say Transformer toy, in the way they work, but it's still, there is a charm in these rescue bots where you pull a lever and everything kind of flips out and everything like that I like, and it's kind of lost on at least this one and Boulder. So let's transform this guy. You basically put your hands here on his feet and you put your hand in that light bar to kind of pull it around. And then this clicks in place, and he's pretty much done, except we fold his little arm panels up. Now, props to them that he looks more like the character from the TV show. No articulation on this guy whatsoever, except if you want to call that articulation. Yeah, he just doesn't end up looking all that good. I guess these aren't fantastic either, but like I said, the simplicity of the gimmick made it more interesting to me. So, you can see just how big of a difference that actually is. Boulder here fares a little bit better overall. He works as a dump truck. It's a small dump truck. Really small, especially when you consider his original Rescue Bots incarnation. Just look at the size difference, and these guys are in the same price range. It is a shame that oil prices or whatever has affected toys so much. So again, simplicity of gimmick. I pull this, and we have Boulder transformed. This one is a little more involved. As you pull this away, pretty much every part of his front comes together. I will show you to put this back. You have to hold this and push this down, and then you push this up and it'll lock in place. If you try to do it like that, it kind of gets jammed up, and you can force it, it'll click. And yeah, just harder to do that way. So there you go. You can click it in like that. You don't have to hold the top, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You can click it in, or you can make it easy and just hold that down. So, as you can see, I just dropped it on the floor. Very durable. But anyway, transforming this guy. you kind of flip this around like this and then flip this on up, and Boulder does have the additional step of unpegging his legs. Interesting that they pinned it so you could unpeg it. I don't understand why that part count was added when so much of them have just, you know, had a static leg like that, but I don't know, I guess it's for Boulder. And because of the transformation, we can go ahead and give him a little leg articulation if you want. They did put ratchets in here. There's 3 different positions that this leg can be in, so again, a strange decision on this guy, but you can see just how much smaller he is than the original. Again, totally worth it. I don't know, it's hard to justify if you could still find these, but it's okay. Just not that fun. And the final one here is Blades, who maybe now should be appropriately called Wings, because he doesn't really have any blades, but whatever. Still, compared to his original, he is much smaller here, but it's not as striking as it was with the other ones. Still a much higher quality feeling toy, better looking oranges, the paint is nicer, but yeah, this guy's not bad. So, comparison, here we go. There's Blades, and this one, I do like his transformation. You take his wings here, and you fold it up, and absolutely everything transforms at once, which is pretty nice. So from the front, we'll do that. And that's pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely Blades from the TV show. And, yeah, there you go. Much smaller again. But at that increased price point, the way everything works, you know, this is what I want the Rescue Bots to be. So the final verdict, if you've been in on the other 3, Heatwave, Bumblebee, Optimus, you pretty much have to get the other 3. But of these, Chase is by far the most disappointing. Boulder, he's a little bit better. And Blades, who gets the increased price treatment, just comes out the winner of the new 3. But I suppose where it's concerned, and you put them on a little shelf or something together, they do look pretty cool. And it definitely completes the vehicle second form of these guys. So yeah, it's harder to justify the smaller ones than the originals, and way harder to justify these 2 than it was those 3 or Blades. But you know, if you're in for the Rescue Bots, you don't really have much other choice. So let me know in the comments if you have picked these up for your kids. What do they think? Especially if they played with the other ones. How does something like this Chase, which, you know, to me, doesn't feel as good. It's much harder to make anything work on this thing. Like, how do your kids feel about this? I'd be interested to know. Kind of am interested to know if I had kids what they would think about this. So, yeah, this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time.